big roll take by Team New Zealand.
Oh my gosh!
The Kiwis, that's a goodness me.
The line between success and failure has never been finer than in the America's Cup.
The boat is turning into a banana.
Constantly pushing the envelope of design and technology,
Prada has broken their mast.
inevitably coming with consequences.
Oh dear, the crew's off.
Man and machine rarely in perfect harmony. And for all the sailors' skills, history would keep on proving that in the race for the America's Cup, there's no substitute for speed.
When you're sitting right in front of them and they sail up and around you, that's speed. With an S.
Celebrating 150 years of the America's Cup, the Jubilee Regatta was a floating history lesson in state-of-the-art sailing. A magnificent parade of yachts telling the story of the oldest trophy in international sport. Starting with America itself, setting the benchmark in 1851, down through a fleet of picture book classics to the massive and magnificent J-class era, then onwards through the 12 metres and the International America's Cup class, it's been a tale of yachting development literally for the ages. From the start, the America's Cup has always been about cutting-edge technology. Wood gradually gave way to all manner of metals and then fiberglass, but not without controversy. New Zealand's KZ7, the plastic fantastic, prompting this infamous jibe from Stars and Stripes skipper Dennis Connor.
If you want to build a glass boat, why would you do it unless you wanted to cheat?
Railing against rivals was nothing new, designers throughout Cup history striving to keep their ideas secret. In 1983, Australia too kept its winged keel under wraps, its unveiling marking the end of the longest winning streak in sport, the Aussies halting 132 years of American dominance. 3 years later, Connor had his revenge in the big seas off Fremantle in Western Australia.
The America's Cup is America's again.
Stars and Stripes prevailing over Kookaburra in what would be the last hurrah for the 12 metres. The next Cup would have a very different look, a rogue challenge from New Zealand in a giant monohull, with Connor responding in a wing-sail catamaran. And after the biggest mismatch in Cup history, he couldn't resist another dig.
I'm sailing a cat. Somebody else is sailing a dog.
The scale of the mismatch proved a catalyst for change and the creation of the International America's Cup class, with billionaire Bill Koch's America Cubed, the first victor in 1992. Koch opting for a scientific design philosophy, exploring every high-tech avenue.
As we went out and got technology from the aircraft industry, from the missile industry, from theoretical fluid flow, from the computer industry, and all combined that to try to make the fastest boat in the world. And we were dramatically successful in doing it.
The America's Cup is still America's.
The Cup stayed in America, but the appliance of science was spreading. Team New Zealand winning in 1995 with a two-boat testing programme to evaluate developments in real time. The process shunned by the American defenders.
Our two-boat campaign is a vital part of our setup. If you haven't got two boats, I think your chances of winning the America's Cup are very, very slim indeed.
And so it proved. Black Magic clean sweeping Connor's Young America 5-0.
The America's Cup is now New Zealand's Cup.
While NZL32 was swift, solid and safe, the same could not be said for One Australia, which fell the wrong side of the delicate balance between strength and weight.
The boat has snapped in two.
History repeating in Auckland 5 years later, with Young America folding.
Oh dear, the crew's off.
But it did stay afloat to be salvaged. As defenders, Team New Zealand again ran a two-boat campaign, whilst also creating the lighter and stronger Millennium rig, the whole package aimed at stemming the formidable challenge offered by the Italians. Prada's Luna Rossa emerging from a thrilling down-to-the-wire Challenger Series against Paul Cayard's America 1.
History of the Hauraki Golf.
Skipper Francesco De Angelis savouring the moment with a delighted Prada boss Patrizio Bertelli. But the hugely popular silver boat couldn't match the pace of NZL 60, Team New Zealand taking it 5-zip.
The America's Cup is still New Zealand's Cup.
Not for long, 3 years on, Swiss challenger Alinghi, with the cream of defecting Team New Zealand's crew at its core, enjoyed a similar scoreline. With its top sailors gone, the Kiwis looked for a design edge with the so-called hula, but ran out of time to perfect it. The defence was a shambles.
Gee, unusual.
I'm a bit staggered.
Compounded by a mast failure.
Oh my goodness. Just disaster for Team New Zealand.
Alinghi's comparatively conservative effort, sailed superbly, was untroubled, and the Swiss stuck to a similar formula to defend successfully 4 years later in Valencia. SUI 100 summed up the development of the class through small incremental changes, evolution rather than revolution.
And the America's Cup stays in Europe.
But that was about to change dramatically.
BMW Oracle have got the pedal down.
For the 33rd America's Cup, the giant trimaran of Oracle took on Alinghi's huge cat. The lumbering monos replaced by magnificent multi-hulls sailing at almost 3 times the speed of the wind.
They've got the Tower of Power working as best they can.
Oracle's deciding advantage was its 68-metre wing sail, helping it sail irresistibly higher and faster than the Swiss effort. The Cup was back in America and the genie was out of the bottle. As the America's Cup truly embraced the multi-hull era, the first TV images of an AC-72 flying on its foils stunned the sailing world, the learning curve almost vertical.
Fairly steep at the moment, yeah. It's sort of...
During AC-34 in San Francisco, technological development simply never stopped. Constantly improving video coverage, allied to giant computers, saw huge leaps in design and sailing techniques. Defenders Oracle utilising their vast resources to get faster and faster and haul back Team New Zealand's 8-1 lead in one of sport's greatest comebacks.
On your own, you're nothing, but when you've got a team like this around you, they can make you look great.
Revenge for Emirates Team New Zealand would come at AC-35 in Bermuda in 2017. The low-budget Kiwis having to outthink, out-design and then outsail their better-heeled rivals. Unable to afford more than one boat, the Kiwis developed the most sophisticated simulation programmes to draw their AC-50. But the Cyclors were the most startling innovation. The cycling sailors able to generate more hydraulic oil pressure for controlling the foil and wing trim than any other syndicate. The sailing was the fastest it had ever been, on the edge and sometimes over it. The Kiwis, though, bounced back from near catastrophe, getting quicker with each outing as it seized the Cup back for New Zealand. For Auckland in 2021, the boats look set to be quicker still, and in a move driven in part by Prada's Patrizio Bertelli, they'll be monohulls, but fast and furious foiling monohulls, the like of which we've never seen before.
I think the new concept's incredibly exciting. It's going to be incredibly hard to sail and incredibly fast.
How fast? Up to 50 knots. So no surprise then that the designers of the AC-75 are experiencing a mix of emotions.
I'm really excited and a little bit nervous. It's a completely new concept, but we wanted a boat that is going to really reward the best sailors. So I think, that's hopefully what we've got.
And now it's no longer just an animated concept video, it's for real. And as the 36th America's Cup again takes yachting into a new dimension, once more the sailing world is watching.